I want to show you an alternate way to make one right and make one left. I've discovered that doing a traditional make one right and make one left, where you pick up the bar that's in between the two stitches, what that does, like that bar right there gets picked up and worked into, what that does is tighten up the stitches on each side of the bar, and that can end up not working well in some fabrics. So I think I was working on a shawl design and I came up with this technique, and now it's what I use when a pattern calls for make one right or make one left, or I'd be using one in a pattern. And I call it the reverse yarn over technique. So right now I'm working on a sleeve. This is the sleeve for polka, but again, you can use this on anything. And I'm where I would make a make one right in the pattern. Instead of doing a make one right, I'm going to make a reverse yarn over. And what that means is I'm going to make a yarn over the right hand needle, but I'm going to have the left leg of the yarn over to the front of the needle and the right leg of the yarn over to the back of the needle. So if you've worked yarn overs before, you can see that that yarn over looks a little different than you're used to a yarn over working. And then you're going to go ahead and knit across to the other side of the sleeve. I believe the pattern has you knit to the last 2 stitches. So just knit across, and I'll show you what to do on the other side, which is for the make one left. All right, I'm at the last 2 stitches, and now I'm just going to make a regular yarn over where I have the right leg to the front and the left leg to the back. That's pretty easy. And now I'm going to knit the last 2 stitches. And now you just need to pay attention to things when you go to work the purl row or the wrong side row. I am going to purl those first 2 stitches. That next stitch is the yarn over that I just made on the previous row. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work that through the back of that stitch. And what that does is twist the yarn over. If I worked it through the front of that stitch, then I'd end up with a hole right there because that yarn over makes a hole, right? But I work it through the back leg, which twists it. And that makes the make one left right there. And now I'm going to continue across to the other side. Okay, and now I'm at that reverse yarn over on the other side. Do you see that right there? I'm going to work that through the front leg, twisting it. If you worked it through the back leg, that would leave it wide open, and again, you'd have a hole, and you don't want a hole right now. So I'm going to work it through the front leg, which twists it, and now you'll see when we go to look at that on the right side, you will see that where you did that reverse yarn over, that makes a make one right, and then where you did the yarn over on the other side, that makes a make one left right there. Basically what you're doing when you make those yarn overs is taking the bar of yarn that's in between the 2 stitches and putting it up and over the needle so that there's a little bit more yarn slack and you're not tightening things up as much. I find this to be a really efficient solution, particularly if you're doing a shawl edge that needs to block out, or in this case the sleeve. You don't want the sleeve edge to get too tight because you don't want your sleeve to be any shorter than it's supposed to be. So I found that this really helped in polka keep those edges together. If you want, you can replace the reverse yarn over and the yarn over with a make one right and a make one left. That is totally up to you. I hope that this makes sense and you enjoy incorporating it into future patterns. Happy knitting!